I have seen this video and I've seen this video, and I came here to discuss this statement with you guys, okay? So first of all, I'm not going to play this video because fuck no, okay? No. If you want, go and watch either of it. But first of all, the new angle that was released is not a new angle, it is simply the body cam footage of the cop. Secondly, does that change your perspective? And that's what I'm here to talk about with you guys. So if you haven't seen it, please be cautious. When you see this video on your For You page or anywhere on the internet, be fucking cautious, because this video is not it's not for the faint-hearted. This man is heavily assaulted by the police, punched in the face, pushed to the ground, violently assaulted. It's a fucking lot. Then a couple of days later, I would suggest, this footage was released, which is then supposed to prove how this action was justified. And that's where you all get it wrong. First of all, he was pulled over for not having his headlights on. When this video was released, they are saying that he was not having his headlights on, and that's why they pulled him over. Now, in this footage here, you can see when the cops arrived to the scene, guess the fuck what? The headlights was not on. Let me leave that uncommented for all the doubting ones, or the ones that are like, oh, does that change your perspective? No, the fuck it does not. And if this angle changed your perspective on this, because nowhere near can this perspective change the fact that this was in no way, shape, or form in any way justified. Mind you, they not just did they knock in the windows, which is visible here. After the window was knocked in, one of the police officers reached in the car and punched him in the face. The window cracking, not justified. The assault, absolutely not justified. So now when we saw this angle, they approached the car, he closed the door, which I want you all to have something in mind. When we're looking at videos like this and you're putting out a narrative of, oh, does this change your perspective? What you're failing to acknowledge is the fact that how Black people interact with the police is never the way you or me would interact with the police. Because closing the door back was absolutely justified. Closing the door, locking himself up in the vehicle, considering the police brutality and the amount of Black people that have died under the hands of the police, is more than justified. It is self-protection, it's self-preservation, it's more than understandable. Anybody that says it's not understandable, you're probably white. I'm just saying. So no, him closing the car back or him refusing to get out of the car has nothing to do with justifying these actions. I'm not that familiar with American law, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. There is no reason for him to step out of the car. There's no reason for that. The whole video was just pure racial profiling. It was violent and it was racism. There was nothing in between. There was nothing that was in any way justified here. The pulling over in the first place, while the police people themselves do not practice what they preach, was not justified. Like, I don't know how it is in the US. Like I said, in Germany, as you can see, it's clear as day. There's no rain. It's a bit cloudy probably. It's not a super sunny day with blue sky, but why does the headlight need to be on? So I don't know if that's the law. I don't know. So if you're from the US and you can correct that in the comments, kindly do that. Okay, you know what? I did it myself. So let's go over it. In the US, the requirement to have headlights on varies by state and situation, but general rule is that the headlights should be on from sunset to sunrise. So far, so good. Most states require headlines from sunset to sunrise and then reduced visibility. Many states mandate headlines when visibility is less than a certain distance, such as 500 feet or 1,000 feet. So, and then they are often required when windshield wipers are in use or when weather conditions impair visibility. Keep that in mind. Now, as it says, it's state regulated. So William McNeil Jr., the 22-year-old man whose violent arrest was in Jacksonville, Florida. So because I wasn't sure which state that happened in, so it happened in Florida. Now, in Florida, these are the conditions, or this is the rules when it comes to headlights. Yes, car headlights are mandatory in Jacksonville, Florida, under specific conditions. Headlights must be on from sunset to sunrise during periods of rain, smoke, fog, or whenever visibility is reduced to less than 1,000 feet. This is a general requirement in all of Florida, not just Jacksonville. Now, how the fuck are you seeing any impaired visibility here? Is there fog? Is there rain? Is there the windshield is not on? Where the fuck do you see any visibility impairment here? It's not happening. So back to what I was saying, his headlights were not mandatorily had to be on. There was no reason to pull him over. That's that. They saw a black man with locks and they decided to pull him over, and they used the fucking headlight argument as an argument to violently unleash their anger and racism on an innocent 22-year-old black man. And that's that. And y'all putting this fucking narrative out there as if the fucking body cam footage of the policeman changes anything is completely wild. And y'all defending this shit literally just shows that you do not give a flying fuck about the lives and safety of black people under the hands of the police. Like, how can an innocent black man that didn't do shit be violently assaulted like this? And y'all on top of that, instead of, this video was enough. This video was enough footage that what happened here was not justified. No, y'all needed a second angle. Y'all needed more because y'all historically, generally do not believe black people. So even when there is evidence, even when there are clear pictures, he was not resisting. He was not carrying a gun. He was not violent. He was not in any way not complying. He has the right not to exit his vehicle. Not only that, it is more than understandable that as a black person, when you're getting in touch with the police, you will be cautious. Because of exactly like this. He was trying to be preventive of this. He was trying to protect himself, and that led to even more assault. And y'all are releasing another angle as if that would change anything. If at all, in my opinion, this angle made it worse. Because this angle proves that in Jackson, Florida, the headlight being on mandatorily was not necessary here. So releasing this statement and then asking, does it change your perspective? It should not. If it changed your perspective, you're fucking stupid. Let me tell you that.